Seiko, let's see here. Alright. Howdy guys, it's your boy Menapolee here again. Yet another amazing episode. Currently in the Gambia. Yeah. If you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Mena. I'm a traveler. I travel the world, been to 17 countries, and I'm still traveling. So if you love exploration, you love to see new places, different culture, different food, this is a channel for you. So please kindly subscribe. I'm here with my friend today. Sick.
It's the Gambia. Today we are heading to James Island,
Yeah.
So where they kept our slaves, black peoples,
Yeah.
So please subscribe, and share.
Yeah. So we're on our way to James Island this morning, and we're using the ferry, which is like one of the major ways people actually commute from Banjul to Bara. Right, so we have to get to Bara to get a bus or a car to James Island, right? So yeah, I want you guys to watch this video to the end. It promises to be an adventure, an exciting one. This is where we are. Wow. All right, still locked in the channel. Wow. This is just so nice. This makes me feel like I'm in the Titanic, bro. Woo. This is the Gambia, guys. See view. Look at the view. Huh? And this young man right here. This is so nice. Subscribe to his channel, by the way.
Subscribe to my channel, at Seku Camera R4S. Please, I need more subscribe, more followers, so that I can explore more.
Yeah.
To show you guys, how Africa is. Our country, the Gambia, the most peaceful country. Always remember.
In Africa.
Yeah.
That is where we will be coming down. We'll be alighting over there.
For your safety, all passengers stand and are advised to maintain a safe posture.
In Senegal, you have rail transportation, the metro. Here in the Gambia, you have the ferry. Every major move you want to make, especially crossing into Bara, you need to use the ferry. Which one? This chicken. No, let's take chicken. This is liver.
Yeah. Chicken is here.
Alright. Taste? How much is it?
Check this, bro. Just test it.
I think it's hot too. Oh boy.
This is sweet.
It is very good.
Half is 50, full 100. Half is 50, full 100.
Let's take half.
Fresh lah.
But there's bone. That's the problem. You know what? Do this one for me. This one, the half for him. This is the food of champions. That is very, very good. Sekou said I should eat my bones.
Guys have to go and buy chicken bones. Me, I buy liver.
Liver is actually better, but it's easy for you to just eat. But with this, I'm just picking bones and bones and bones. How person won't enter this one like this? God. God. Hey, whoa. God help you. Yeah, I'm waiting. Please. All right. Hey, my goodness.
There's no ladies here.
Bro. Guys.
There's no ladies. We're all men.
Yeah.
Lagi nyol bang. Abejela belarin tep kanjele.
Guys, welcome to Kunta Kinteh Island. This is the island over here. We're going to be parking our boat over there.
Touch the mountain. Just touch buildings like that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Around the island. This island was 4 times bigger than this.
The island was 4 times bigger than
bigger
this.
than what it was.
But as the water was rising, it was swallowing the island.
Exactly. The water is swallowing the island because these are all. We used to swim here every now and then. You touch buildings.
Buildings.
If you don't mind, you jump on your head, you can up to buildings.
Ah.
This is not the original bridge. That is where the original bridge.
Over
where
there.
All the boats will be anchored. So.
Ooh. Guys. Kunta Kinteh Island.
The original bridge of the island. The original bridge of the island.
It's over there.
This was built locally by the community and the help of the NCHC, National Hassel Center for Culture. Lamin? Yes, so the island was 4 times bigger than what we are seeing today. This is just a very small portion to live in around 1972 when you come here.
Yeah.
By 2 o'clock, you cannot be here alone on the island. You'll be scared.
Why?
Because this was bushy and then very thick island. You hear different type of noise on the island at the daytime. The island is now open. It's now a door. You can come and go back. But before it used to be called a door of no return.
Door of no return.
Yes, so this is just showing you where you took the ferry this morning
Yes.
from Banjambara.
Yes.
That is 7 kilometers the mouth of the river. So that's how you drive along with the local passenger car. And then you drop here, and that's Jufre. Jufre, Alberta, we have one society. That's why we call so-called border. Our borders are like that. This is where we have the National Museum. All the artifacts we dive and took from this area. The chains, the original guns, you can still see the original branding. 16,000 page books is there playing at the museum where all these names were being jot down. So this is
This is the island here.
This is the island here.
Very small and
very
tiny.
Small. So you are now here on this
James.
audience.
Yeah.
So this was the first Catholic church called San Domingo Catholic Church, built by the Portuguese people when they newly came to Africa. This is how they brainwashed the Africans that we are coming to introduce Christianity. We are not going to enslave you. That's how they brainwashed the Africans. And this church, imagine the whole West Africa. This is where this church was built.
On the island?
No, in the mainland.
Okay.
Jufure. You see, so the island is 4 times bigger. When I'm on the island, every day I will step my foot here 4 or 5 times, either by school or by tourists coming or by private people like you. Every day when I step foot, the first thing I ask myself, I can't see the dead bodies of my ancestors on this island, but I'm feeling right now the spirit and the ghost of my people, those who have gone through this difficult journey. That's why every time I'm on the island, in my heart I will acknowledge the people I know, those who struggle their life in this water to find themselves in the mainland, but they are all in the middle of this. It's very sad on the island. The island was used by these 4 European colonial powers mentioned in the Portuguese, the English, the Dutch, the Spanish.
The 4 of them share this island.
Yeah, they were fighting each other who will control this particular land in the middle of the river Gambia. Because this is the only particular place you can use to enslave your people without the rest of the local people. The local people can only stand in the mainland, crying, whipping themselves because all what we have is spears, knife,
Yes.
you know, and then these Europeans are say you cannot attack them. 500 people from the Nyomi end, that is where you took the Gele come to my place, that's what you call the North Bank region, has organized themselves, 500 of them, with a boat to come to rescue their people here. The Europeans fired them.
And they killed them.
Everybody was killed.
scared of controlling this island. So they knew when the slaves are captured and the Europeans will go with their small dingy boats into the play. Sometimes they dig some holes in the forest when these local people are sent by their parents to look for dry branches of wood. They will fall in the trap here where the dog bargains while the Europeans will be on top of the trees. They will come down, purchase you, manage you, and then tie your hands, bring you here for 2 weeks. Every slave will spend there. They will take them with these Atlantic slave ship and then cross them to Europe and sell them. They will come illegally again into the Gambia as illegal migrants and settled here. So these buildings you see on the island, it was built in 1651 by Duke of England. They are called Latvians before the colonization because this is a natural island. After building all the building, the English people brought all these cannons, and then they come and bomb the fort, and they took over the fort whilst we were in Europe.
All right.
So when they built the fort again in 1661, the English people call it King James II, and they took the name Andrew out. They call it King James II. Oh, these people forgot that thing.
Okay, this is this architecture of this particular building that we're looking at.
Exactly. So they call it King James II, and they call it James Island. The English people, they took the name Andrew out of there, and the English people, they rebuilt it. The English were attacked again in 1772 by the Spanish people. The Spanish people rebuilt the fort on the island again, controlled it for 5 years. 1681, that was the year Gambia and Senegal was split into two because French and the English. The French colonized Senegal because the French were controlling the land. That's why I said Gambia became small 3 times in Senegal because the French, they bring in tobacco, alcohol, mirrors, empowering our local kings in Africa here. And the French people took over the land and the English controlled the island. 1708, the Dutch Netherlands people also enslaved us here for 5 good years. They left us where Suriname and Bahamas were enslaved by the Dutch people. The island last with the English. Up to 1816, the English people leave the island. That's why you see a lot of damage. There was no internet. But here we saw in you. That's how the island used to be before. That was the structure. But all this house today, I said, I wish you come here. We spend the whole day. We will swim on the island. You will dive and touch.
So all of this place now is underwater.
Like they're underwater.
All this place is underwater like this.
Here to there.
So this place is underwater. So the only place we are seeing is just here.
That's what
we are seeing now. This middle.
We are seeing now in the middle of the island here. That's why we put this to show our young ones and schools we bring here the bigness of the island. And this structure was not built at that time because there was no technology, no school during the enslavement. It was all built and plastered with the oysters, no cement. All what they do, those people they will bring will be doing domestic job, pounding oyster shell and then build up, plaster the island. This is where the governor house used to be, and that's where the restaurant of the island. This was imaginable. Young women will be kidnapped and from their family, they brought them here. They will return them here, not seeing their family, entertaining the new Europeans again, coming with those tropical dishes into Africa. They use them as sex slaves on the island. That's why today in Europe we have all those black people we call half caste, and they are all mixed race because black and white, you know. They will have babies with them, take their babies from them. Imagine that's a time when a mother will strangle her own baby to better than to be taken as a slave. You could imagine. You give birth, you turn around, you don't say European. You dare to kill your own baby.
You kill your child because you don't want the European to take.
You don't want the European to enslave your child like how you experienced badly on slavery. And that's where the 32 white soldiers were controlling the island here. 33 white soldiers, that's the soldiers are, and that is the main house. So looking at this structure, that can show you this is where the door of the island used to be. And this is where the original bridge of the island used to be. Though that's not the original bridge. This is where all these slaves, again, with all the struggle and hard work they are doing inside here. Believe me, when we go inside, we'll go underground prison here, like the one in Albina Castle, where 20 slaves will be stopped and stand on their feet like that for 2 good weeks.
2 weeks?
They will be trained food by feeding them. not with a respect you could imagine. With all that barbarities they are doing, they will be doing toilet inside that, believe me. And they will bring them out here again, undress them naked, how they are born from their mother, my brother. That's where every slave will get your brand. And if you are African name Lamin or Fatoumata, they will give you Cynthia, Clara, Chenchi, all these names, Bob, Peter, and whatsoever, Da Costa, Gomez, and give them to confuse them. That's where mental slavery came from. Most Africans are in Europe today. They have this concept and believe different where they're born and cultured. They don't believe they're Africans today because the way they divide and rule them again. So this is what is left today on this island, and the importance of this island today. Michael Jackson, brother Hassan, I'm speaking to you directly as the whole Gambia. I was the one with him on this island on the 6th of February. Jermaine Jackson, brother of Michael Jackson, who decided and changed the name of this island to be called Kunta Kinteh today, which became a famous name of the island. And I understand that is the best name to call this island Kunta Kinteh Island, because it's a European island. Why we call it Andrew or James Island. Kunta Kinteh should be somebody we should not forget in our life. This young Mandinka warrior was born in a respected Mandinka family here called Kinteh Kunda by Omoro Kinteh, the father, in 1750.
Let's walk as we talk.
Exactly. This Kunta Kinteh.
So just so I can recall, you said Michael Jackson, Jamel Jackson.
Michael Jackson's brother, Jermaine Jackson,
was the one that came here.
The one who came here and changed the name of the island to be called Kunta Kinteh on the 6th of February 2011, with the idea of our former president Yahya Jammeh, which he really buy and accept the idea. And then we call it today idea.
Why did you choose Kunta Kinteh?
Why he chose Kunta Kinteh? Kunta was not the only slaves captured, my brother, in the world. Why today, even you were here? Because of the story of Kunta Kinteh and the move of Ruth Alexeli, which was shoot here in 1977. Kunta Kinteh was born here in the year 1750, who was from a Mandinka respective family, like I said, Kunta Kinteh, Kinteh Kunda, actually was captured and they brought him here for 2 weeks. They took him to America.
His name is what?
Kunta Kinteh.
They captured him and they brought him here.
Brought him here. They took him to America, where they sold him in Annapolis. A man who bought Kunta Kinteh was called Tomley. He was working for Tomley. Kunta Kinteh is somebody who don't want to change his name to Toby. All the slaves changed their name because of torture and pain. But Kunta said, I'm not going to change my name. He will be escaped every now and then. Tomley will pay a lot of money to hire the slave catchers to look for Kunta Kinteh. When they catch him, he will beat him, do everything. Kunta said, I'm not Toby, I'm Kunta Kinteh. He decided to amputate one of his right feet.
What?
And he was limping in a very nasty way. This man, there was a lady called Fanta who they changed her name to Belle. We leave her plantation, go to where Kunta Kinteh is. Three Kunta Kinteh. This is why Kunta decided to marry this lady. He's a black, so that his story will not be lost. Kunta get only one child with that Fanta called Kissy. That Kissy was the one they raped and he got Chicken George. Chicken George married and he got Irene. Irene married and got Cynthia. Cynthia was the mother of Palma. Palma was the mother of Simon Haley. And Simon is the father of Alex Haley, the African American, who wanted to know where my roots come from. It took this man 13 good years, like how you're traveling around the world, until he went to Ghana, where he met one of the Mandinko man in university called Ibo Mango, who told him, go to the Gambia. This country got the name from the river Gambia. We call it Gambia Bolong. That's why on our letters ahead you always put THE, if not the letter goes to Zambia. Alexeli came here in 1977 and met this respective family, Kinteh Kunda, and shoot this film of roots like you're doing and write this book of roots. That's why he's famous today on this island. That's why Michael Jackson, brother Jermaine, decided to name the island after this young man.
Kunta.
So right now, my brother, we are in the island of Kunta Kinteh inside. The first thing we visit on the island, that are the first structure they built here in creating water for the humans on the island here to drink. because this is a river Gambia, it's a salt water which get resources all the way from the Futa Jalon Island, which empty itself into the Atlantic. And from the ferry point, 220 kilometers in a village called Kunta, that's where the river Gambia divides itself from the north to the south. That part of the water is a fresh water. That's why you have the River National Park. So here they knew they couldn't get fresh water every time driving boat going to the village is hard with the Europeans. This white people, they build this as water tanks of the island. These water tanks, this is where they got the rainfall waters.
And it stays here.
This here, but it be like a dirty water is to weak you as a black man to reduce your power, not to rebel against the white people to make you sick. These white people don't drink this water. They drop their boats, go to the village of Jufre to collect fresh water and bring it on the island.
So, but the water that is trapped here is for the slaves.
Here is for the slave. They will capture 3-4 rainwater and strap them here, so they become contaminated and dirty water, enforcing them and weaken them on the island. That is the importance of the island, is to break their mind, mental or physically, for 2 weeks here, reduce their power, because these Africans are tall and lanky, giant people, so they are very physical. You need to break their mind physically here. So the second place we're visiting on the island, this is the underground prison. We are going inside.
Underground?
That's the underground
Okay,
prison
I'm coming.
where all the slaves were
coming.
being kept here.
All right.
So this is the underground prison, my brother, where they will input 20 people, imagine.
Inside this small place.
Human will have a human sent to do that to another human inside this small bungo place. They will put 20 people, and this slave don't stand like this in the middle also. They will stand around the wall like that. Stick them. You see the metal where Kunta was chained. You see? You see?
Oh God.
When we go to the mainland, I will take you to the museum. In fact, I'll give you that time and spare you that. Take you to the museum where you see all these things. Seen is the belief, original things. With the rest of this is in the museum where Kunta was chained like this, you know. And they will be here 2 weeks standing on their feet, doing toilet and everything. This is the only air ventilation and sunlight
That they have.
So these white European people, or Europeans you call it, will stand outside drinking their alcohol, smoking their tobacco, in throwing food for people with that barbarities they did for them here for 2 weeks. And our people still survive that journey, you could imagine.
Guys, slavery is so painful. Look at this beautiful.
So this is where we call the slave yard. Now
Slave
you
yard.
see, when the island was at its big standard, when this is a low tide, you would have seen some cannons from there lying down there. You see, this is where we call the slave yard, and this is where they bring all the slaves out here. You see where the circle is?
Yes.
That's where they will bring all the slaves out here. Now, if there are 53 slaves they come to collect on the island, everybody will come here, and that's where they will empty their clothes naked. This is where they will put the brand in. But you have
They'll
a
put
slave,
this, they'll bonfire here.
bonfire. You as a slave, you won't know that. If you were lambing, now they will give a European name. But once you give back, that is the original bridge where all the ships and everything will be docked there. That's where the original bridge. Once you give back, they will brand you like that. When they brand you on your arm, so they will walk you into the ship. With all that pain and that torture, they will just tie your hands and then dump you into the ship. So when they walk you into the ship, they will lay them like and pack like a sardines in carton. Not like a slave has a freedom, like to sit on your own like that. No, you will be packed like a sardines in carton. So you left this Gambia water. Then they will not take you directly to Europe and America. All what they knew, they need to take you back again to Gore Island. In Gore Island, they have a
In Senegal.
return in Senegal.
Yeah.
So when they go, they will embark all those ships out from those slaves in Gore Island, and they will do the selection of the final and strong ones, because there are doctors who will check all your tubes, so check all your armpit, your body, your anus, and everything. So if you're strong health, they will select and pick those ones and weigh them, and they will call them door return. They will sail from Gore and then to Benin. You see, from Benin, Cape then to Spain, Italy, and then sell all those. collect those ones from Angola to Beni Island, Zanzibar Island.
So they'll just keep collecting slaves, collecting slaves.
Islands and then to America. Deploy them and then come back empty.
And pick new fresh.
Pick a new fresh one. On this particular island, they will pick about 88 slaves every month on this island here. You see, and these baobabs you have seen, my brother.
Yes.
Many Gambians here, if you don't still know, baobabs are not trees which are indigenous in our country. All these
It was the
baobabs
whites
are brought by Europeans, white people. They are from Madagascar. That's where baobabs come from. Baobabs in Senegal and Madagascar are different varieties. The ones in Senegal are bigger than the ones we got in the Gambia. And this young baobab was planted here, just 1 month old, in the memory of Kunta Kinteh Atlantic. That's why the island is so important to name as Kunta Kinteh Island. So when they take this slave to America, that's why I say mental slavery come from. When they knew like we're brothers and we can all speak Mandinka, a Tomli by us or plantation master, he will decide now to take like a Sekou to America, take me to Brazil and take you to Europe. So they divide and rule us. That's why mental slavery came. That's the importance of celebrating that root festival. We just don't do it like to our friends or see black people. No, we are calling them back to recall their mind, feeling them to connect with us. They could not know directly they belong to your family, but when you see black to black, you feel connected to them. That's the importance of Roots Festival in the Gambia we celebrate today.
Guys, can you imagine? Sir, thank you so much for this detailed tour. Like, it's so painful and so annoying. I mean, what Europeans have done. This is the castle that
That's the castles where they will use the Europeans because the English last on this island. So they use this middle castle of the island for their comfortness.
Yes.
And if you look, that shows you, in fact, this part castle of the island was built and covered before. You see, because they are running away from the hot climate. They didn't know how to provide even sun cream at that time. You see, enslavement, why I used to call this Atlantic human trafficking. During Atlantic human trafficking, there was no school. The world was infancy, my brother. No school, no building, no hospital. So human labor was needed because there was no technology. You see, so the Europeans on the island here were covering this place and they used it as their administration area. That first room there was the council house where they write all the names of the slaves. And this is where we call the governor house. Is the big man who died on the island 1456 because of malaria.
he died of malaria.
That's malaria. So this is the governor house, and that's where the store of the island used to be. All the weapons and the food of the island will be kept here. You see, but the English people has an accident. I wish and I promise you, travel to England. That's the time you'll prove me wrong, as I know my history. This was an accident which happened here 1725. A gunpowder exploded with the English people here on accident because of the heat. That's what damaged all this and killed 11 white English soldiers straight away on the island. Then they decided to leave the island 1816 because they were scared. But that was an accident because the heat in the Gambia. That's why Liverpool Museum in England was interested museum in England. They built that museum that year, 1725. And the 11 people died here. That history was collected and taken to Liverpool Museum in England. That's why I say when they visit England, anytime visit the Liverpool, you will see in one of their historical boards, 1725, a gunpowder exploded in the island of King James and killed 11 native soldiers. So they take that history in England, you see. So this was the restaurant of the governor. When he eat here, after the leftover of the food, they will collect all those food and items and they will take it to the
and feed the slaves.
Start feeding the slaves. This is how our people were being fed, you imagine. And just look at that time, there was no technology. I wonder, according to our history, my grandfather used to tell me what they did at that time. They will take a stone on a stone, grind it on a stone. There was no cutlasses of cutting things, you know, with their hands and doing domestic job, pounding all these ices and plastering all these buildings. The domestic job was all done by the local people they got on the island here.
Wow.
And you see every corner or every bastion of the island, they will put a cannon there.
A cannon.
It's to defend the enemies, because enemies can come anywhere. Because the river Gambia, which become an interesting river, which snake can save the Gambia into two parts. That is the southern bank and that is the northern bank. So every corner of the island,
There's a
they
cannon.
put a cannon, you know, to defend their enemies. Because English people don't want the French to inhabit this island again. They don't want the Portuguese, the Dutch again.
Let's walk
you
to that
see.
place.
So that is the last place we're visiting
Okay.
on the island, the 24-pounder cannon on the island there.
Guys. Whew. This is the biggest cannon here.
Yeah, that's the biggest cannon they brought. In 1753, you can see all the dates.
Are there?
And the cannon weighs 6,200 tons. You can see this cannon was put here. That's the way you took the ferry coming towards me today. This
Yes.
one, that's Banjul. Why they put this is because when they see like a ship
Slaves.
coming, they will say,
Okay,
oh,
ships.
this is our enemies coming to attack us. They will quickly load the gunpowder and fire this cannon to respond, which is 750 meters onto the water of the Gambia. In some point, in fact, they affect the local fishing boat because sometimes they don't trust anyone again on the island, the English people. And they were using this as their lighthouse on the tower. But this is not the original tower they were using on the island. This was a wooden one before. And that's the whole picture of the island you can see.
Wow.
You will even know the place. When we go
Yes,
inside,
yes.
the first thing we visit was this water tank. And then we go to the slave house there. And then go to the slave yard here. And that's what is left on the island. All this is in the water.
water.
Like I said, if you dive, you can still touch. But right now I'm speaking to you. Currently, World Bank has given 52 million euro to the Gambia government to restore the island. The job will start maybe even next month, I think.
Okay.
They will restore the whole part of the island. So when we come with schools and kids,
You
they
can
will
see
able to
every
go
other place.
everywhere, you
Okay.
see. So this is where the English people put their flag when they leave the island 1816. You see, many people didn't know even well before we were independent in the Gambia here. We were ruled by the British for 200 years again. And well, we're with the British governor called Sergeant Paul was our governor. We didn't have a Gambia governor like Farman Singate. Sergeant Paul was our governor when Banjul was being called, not Banjul, but was called Batos before. It was, Georgetown was named after a British governor called George Lobel. You see, and then the British people actually ruled us again for 200 years. They gave us our independence 1965, 18th of February. But what do British people do? I always tell that to the guests I always bring here, even the British. What do they do for us after giving us our colonization? They build us only one high school. That's the Gambia High School. You pass before the arch, you see, and the rest they built for us was Mile 2 Central Prison, and the British people proud that they leave the Gambia. But if you look and recycle about enslavement in Africa, when the British people were coming to the Gambia, look, 25,000 Caribbeans who were serving the First World War and the Second World War. England is the only country they can defend themselves in the First World and Second World War. Our people, 25,000 Caribbeans, were took from Africa to serve them. But when my parents arrived in this country, that so long window generation suffered a lot under the act of the British law, my brother. They will give them their British citizenships and their passports straight away because they were needed in their country. But today it's the same in England. The Prime Minister of England couldn't even tell the Africans and those 25 Caribbeans where are they today. How many of them were being deported and killed and didn't have their British help. So it's terrible with the British actually what they do. And when they were coming to this country, they were coming as illegal migrants. But they don't talk about it's dangerous, and they know it is not human right actually. So history is all about actually meditation, and we free ourselves and our
Mental
mind
slavery.
from mental slavery. So my advice going to my younger brothers and my African brothers and Caribbeans, you're like you people coming here. I mean, let's actually look after each other. We Africans, the dangerous tools these white people can use on us is to divide and rule. And I wish you share this with everyone in your country and around the whole world.
Thank
my
you.
brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
If you want to say something also, you're welcome.
Yeah.
To your channel.
Yeah.
To people who want to support.
Say hi to my channel. Say who camera.
Guys, okay, please go ahead, say it. So you said you should say hi to him.
Yeah, you can say hi.
So this is where we actually came out from. This place. Guys, I just want to say Kunta Kinteh Island is one of the best historical stories that I've ever heard. You know, Kunta Kinteh himself, I just want to thank him for his courage. I want to thank him for how resilient he was, resisting the American influence and not changing his name. He didn't change his name, guys. Wow. Wow. So this is the Kunta Kinteh Museum.
This is the Kunta Kinteh Museum. Before we go to the museum, I just love to. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to introduce some of the statues in front of us. This is how slaves were being captured here. It's what these white European people do when they live in the island, coming to rape people as slaves in the village. They knew the community was one time living in hamlet house which are roofed with elephant grasses. So they will come with petrol at night when they will put those petrol on our thatch houses late at night when fire is burnt. So you come out to help your like Muslim brother, you find white terrorists on your doorstep, and that's how they will grab couples. And when these couples are taken, they will take this one to Brazil and take this one to America. They will take this one to Europe. This is where they bring divided rule and mental slavery come. Young adopted with that brain in America, he will believe he's an American. They never know where his roots come from. That's why most of them hardly today, they do what you call DNA blood tests. If not, they will not know where they come from. So this house was built in 1840 as a British warehouse, and that is how slavery was continued. If you are a child cannot walk with this heavy chain, they just let the chains from your neck, and then father, mother can continue the journey. This is how they do with the slaves. It is all built with firestone. So inside the museum, this house has been rehabilitated in 1996, like I say, our Root Homecoming Festival. And then we put all the stuffs we from the island and bring them out here. So this is the museum. Lisa, lamin ko ngayon dile. Na ako, okay, mbatu nga. Na ako la kata amalo esol. So you welcome inside the museum of Kunta Kinteh.
Thank you.
We can start video and look at the thing. We can video all these boats and the island we visit. You have the slave chains, implements on that boat.
This is the island we're coming from.
Island we visited, but you see on the island we label here women's slave house, men's slave house,
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
house, and the storehouse, everything. So you have the chains on the side.
These are the real chains.
For the real ones, not a replica. The ones they used to chain people, and that's the one they will use to brand them on their.
This.
Yeah.
Hush.
We'll put that on that one. They will brand them. Ladies are brand on their chest, and the men are brand on their arms. So these are the guns they use originally, and these are cannonballs. So these spears are used by the local Mandingo people in fighting
spears.
the Portuguese and the white people on the island. So you see. So that is America. That is like a triangular slave. Slaves are from Africa there, and they took them to America. America will work in those plantations, return those items into Europe, and Europe will bring them back to Africa. So they call triangular slave trade.
Triangular trade.
So these are the Arabs, the Berbers also, and that's how they will conduct and take people. Where we visit underground prisons in the island, that's the remaining chain was left there where Kunta Kinteh was hooked like that on the wall. So this is the 12 kilos yoke, we call it a yoke they put on human's neck, to break the people who are physically strong on the island for 24 hours so that they can damage your muscles and everything. And that's how slaves were arranged on boat. So that's where they take slaves. They say 3 million goes to Europe alone, and 5 million people came to Brazil. That's why Brazil have a lot of black people. So that is the middle passage. Now slaves are now tied on board. They are already on the island to let the island, and that's the door of no return. So that's how they load them on ships like sardines and cattle. But half of these will not all reach in America. It took them 90 days before they arrived in America there.
They lay them like sardines.
They lay them like sardines and cattle. And you see, those are the items that we pick from the island. Under the water, when we dive there, those are the alcohol bottles they were using, and they left of their smoking pipe, their broken plates on the island. Those beads are from the local women they were captured in the mainland. When you reach to the island, the first thing, they've got these beads from the waist and throw it in the water. And that is the registration book where all the names of slaves will be registered. And that's the cow results that they will bring, exchanging those juries with the local people. See? So these are people who stopped slavery. Where you cross with the ferry, you took the ferry from Banjul. Those 6 months are built at the State House.
Yeah.
You see, when they understand this cannot cover the length of Barra, they built Fort Blaine in 1826. He was the second president of America during when America discovered in 1492. Thomas Clarkson was a friend of a slave in England who stopped slavery in 1807, and he's one of our teenage slaves. You see how they punish slaves. Those are the small wooden boats they were using transporting from Alberta to the island of Kunta Kinteh. And those are people today we talk about roots festival celebrated, invited all our brothers and sisters. They're all from Senegambia. So these are Martin Luther King. Those are people who knows their background and their roots. Marcus Garvey in 1945, he was the one who wanted to do black movement to repatriate all the black people. So that is the Brazil plantation. You see, and you see the sadness how they sell slaves. You see, like goods and accommodates, that's how they sell slaves. You see,
The good house servant, about 20 years ago, laborer.
yeah, you see, and even added to say a silk and
Also
quantity of goods.
Fine silk and other goods.
It's terrible.
Can you imagine? The goods are not even the main thing.
Exactly. Human beings.
Human beings
so
are
those
the
are people, you know, we call our diasporas in England, America, those who knows where they come from and fight the right for Africa. So that is freedom, black power now. So the whole issue we talking and looking about in the Gambia is because of this man, Alex Haley, the African American who discovered his route in 1977 when he came here. That's the old lady he met, Kunta Kinteh, the second generation of Kunta Kinteh, and the book of roots and publicity. That's why Root City become the first popular city in the world today. Gambia is popular with tourism. So why people are visiting today.
Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, we've had an amazing day here. And so just let me know, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. This has been an amazing time here. All right, so until next time, stay safe. Peace.